What's up, everyone? This is Roman from Hydra Painting, and this is my Best in Show trophy that I defiled. The boys got to it, and yeah. So my last video, I was putting it together, and then I made a video of me painting it. The paints that I used were Army Painter, all Army Painter metallics. Evil Chrome dry brush, and then Greedy Gold on top, and then Mithril dry brush on top. So it's very easy, very basic. And then I did like a death metal, and then I did gunmetal and Mithril on top for like this metal part here. And then I hit it with some rust effects for this part, and then the chains. So right here, reason I did this is because, well, the boys, the orcs, they won this for me. I mean, I won it, but the boys also won it, So I did a little graffiti there, airbrushed very faintly, and then I went back and used some, like, I think it was like poisonous green, all Army Painter paints, not sponsored, but hey, hook me up. I got the boys back here. So same thing, and look at his little cheeks right there. Chains is kind of, did that right there. Did the glowing eyes with the airbrush, and then just like hit it with two little pink dots. The little jaw over here, how I normally paint. But yeah, so now it's now it looks appropriate, hanging out with the rest of the boys here. So thank you, Army Painter, really appreciate it. Thanks to all my supporters out there. I eventually want to just like scribble your name probably somewhere back here. So if you help me out any way, shape, or form with this W that I got with my orcs and the building and painting process of my ship, your name's going back there. So I'll get that done. But Army Painter just came through with the price support for the Bay Area Open. So I just got that. So first, I got Masterclass dry brush set. Most of the dry brushes I have are just like really crappy, worn out but brushes. I have one of these sets, but I don't take very good care of them, so it's nice that I have another set. I also have a Artist Opus Series D that I have as well. They're dry brush set, but I'm very afraid to use it. It was a gift, and I feel like every time I use dry brushes, I mess them up. But speaking of dry brushes, I have these like I got these on clearance at like a Michaels. These are like silicone like cake molds or something. So I imagine if you put paint on them, just like a silicone little thing palette here that I have, it just kind of, you can just like rip it off. So I'm assuming if this is the same thing, same material, which I think it is, this might be pretty cool for dry brushing. So I have that. I also got another one. So quick aside, but we'll test those out later with these bad boys here. So thank you, Army Painter, for those. They sent that to me. Next is a wet palette, the XL edition. I have one of these. I really enjoy it. So for me, it's just the extra sheets and the foam that I'm using this for. I don't ever see myself using two at the same time. Sometimes I use the smaller one and the big one at the same time for big projects, but super cool. They sent me one of these. Or maybe I'll do like a giveaway depending on like how many subscribers I have. So I think that would be pretty neat. And then the big one here. I know the Wargames Fanatic line has been out for a little over a year, 2 years or something, but I've slowly been transitioning to them because I like the cheap price point and the quality is amazing. I used to have a lot of like the older Army Painter paints, like this is probably one of the last older ones I have, this Zephyr Pink. And it's just, it takes a while, a couple coats, the formulation or whatever it's made with, it wasn't super good. I mean, I like that one particularly, but A lot of complaints, a lot of from other people. You know, I had complaints here or there about their old, like regular acrylic line. Um, but the fanatic wargamers, like that, I really enjoy, and I think I'm slowly going to replace a lot of my paints with Army Painter. That's how good I think the fanatic line is, and boom, they sent me this bad boy. This was my prize for best in show. Um, so thank you, Army Painter, Phil, the Glacial Geek. Again, not sponsored, but hey, if you want to send things my way, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? So probably people have done like unboxings of this bad boy already, but I'll make one here. Just a quick video to throw out there and just talk about army painting as a whole, because I think that's what I mainly strive for, is just army painting. Yeah, you know, I think you should go fancy with, you know, certain character models or centerpiece models here and there, but for me, it's just I love seeing models painted. You know, whole armies painted, and nothing looks better than playing a game of 40k or whatever, Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Legion, Marvel Crisis Protocol, just, you know, any game with painted models just makes the experience and the immersion so much cooler. I'm a nerd. I really like that. So, the set, 102 paints. I have no idea where I'm gonna like store this. Like, I don't know. Like, those are like mostly Citadel that I've been using here. So that's like my little rack setup. And then in here is where I've been putting some like random dropper bottles. So this is all acrylic here, and then I have like shades in this one, and like textures, and like regular. Oh, sorry, these Space Marine Reavers are getting crushed. Some of these bad boys in here, dry brush paint. So I have no idea where I'm going to use this. I have, let's see, we can pan over here. I have this section here, I think is going to be the section that I use for these paints, but we'll see. So let's get back to it here. Alright, so open this bad boy. It comes with a dragon. That's pretty cool. Gotcha! Comes with a free brush. Very cool as well. Army Painter brushes, very good quality for their price. Would recommend if you're starting out with army painting or just painting minis. Oh my god! This all came in all these paints came in a giant box, along with all the wet palette. So it was a big box. I got emailed by Phil and the Army Painter team. You know, it was gonna be sent my way, so it was gonna take a while. But it actually came by pretty quick. They emailed me last week, and yeah, I was not I wasn't expecting it to just be thrown out like this. But you know, I guess the important thing is that nothing spills out. So I don't imagine this is how it's like normally, but who knows? Cool little painting guide. We're just gonna toss that at it. I'm just kidding. Assembly guide for the dragon. That's cool. Some stickers. All right, so now little thing here. Triad system's pretty nice. All right, so I guess we got the blues here. I guess this one goes here. Where's my favorite blue? Royal blue is what I use for my death skulls mostly. So that's royal blue there. But that's really nice. Lots of blues to play around with. I'm assuming these were the neutral colors that kind of spilt out. The matte black is really nice too. One of my favorite paints. It's like a really nice one coat black. These are like the Space Wolf gray, blue grays. Great haul. Alright, and a couple of these ones probably dropped. Matte white probably came in here. Brain Matter beige is a really nice one too that I like. Using that for like really light bone highlights. The model, this dragon's pretty cool. I was expecting like not resin, but maybe like that like PVC plastic, or like that bones material that Reaper has on their models, a little rubbery kind of thing. I wasn't expecting a nice solid plastic dragon, so that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll make a video painting this bad boy. Next is the greens here. Leafy green afterglow. This one looks pretty cool for like green plasma glow. This one looks nice. What is this one here? Grotesque green. I use neurotic flesh for like the tippy tops of my orc muscles. Olive drab might be cool for a base. I might try grotesque green out. Dude, like the amount of paints that come in. Ooh, electric lime. That's a nice one. The amount of paints that come in this set are extreme. 102 paints. I don't think I'll be able to cover them all, but you know, like I think like mini painting and painting in general, the more paints you have, like I think the better you paint. Like the crazier things, experimenting. It's always good to experiment. Some more greens and the light blues and the scared green. This is, I'm assuming that like putting this all together is fun on camera right now. Aquamarine, I use this for the light blue highlights, the really bright highlights for my orky boys, on top of that royal blue on the edges. The browns, or skin tones, human-y skin tones at least. Hanging out here. I like using lots of browns as well for orcs and their pants and belts and little doodads. Super cool. Next are the reds and the pinks. Ruby skin, nice. I got like 2 paints for skin from the Warpaints line, and they're pretty good. So I don't think I have any of these yet, so that's going to be nice to complement. Violet vermilion. I got the John Blanche set, and it has fiery vermilion in it, which is one of my like favorite paints right now. So it's cool that I got like more reds to build up to that like really nice fiery vermilion. If you haven't checked out the John Blanche sets, you probably should. They're really nice. Purples and pinks. I really like purple and pink, especially if you want people to look at your armies from far away and be like, whoa, what's this? Purples and pinks are like really, really nice to see, because oftentimes in most games, I think those are colors that aren't represented as well. I like to use it for orc hair and the squigs and, all kinds of fancy stuff that, even though it's small, like a squig or, a mohawk, if it's like bright and pink, like people will look at that part first and they'll look at the rest of the model, and it really catches people's eyes. So I really like purples and pinks. They do a good job there. More skin, jasper skin, resplendent red. People, I get like, if you don't know about Warpainter Fanatics as well, on the side it tells you what it actually like is, the color, but I never like had a problem with that. People were always like, I don't like that it's called scooper pooper brown, and it's like, well, it's brown. You pour it out and you see the color. Why are you guys complaining? I guess maybe it's because you don't want to buy it and then it's not the color you want. So I guess it does make sense now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm gonna still be a little angry about it and be like, nah, name your paints whatever you want. I don't care. If it's not the paint color you needed, then hey, you got a paint, and you go buy some more. This one actually has a lid. I think all of them should probably be packaged like this, just that way it's more nicely presented. But here are the yellows. I actually don't have a lot of army painter yellows. I'm still using the Citadel yellows, and I don't like Citadel yellows, so playing around with these army painter ones is gonna be really dope, especially if they're as good as the other army painter war paints that I have. But Inner Light, Space Dust, heck yeah. Warped Yellow, I heard that one's pretty good. I dropped like 2 paints on the ground, so it's missing 2. There we go. All these nice little sands. Bones, Dusty Skull, Tomb King Tan. That's that. And then we have like the metallics. It's actually stapled on. That's a little hardcore. That's a little dangerous, but I like to live dangerously. Oh, well, whoopsie. Anyways, brush. It's their character brush, so it's a little smaller. I like the regiment brushes, but hey, I'll take a brush no matter what. Death metal, one of my favorite base coats for paints, for metallic. Like it's cool if you want to go up to bronze, or even like a gunmetal. If like you want a really dark gunmetal is like the highest point, this would be like your base coat, and then you would like dry brush over or layer carefully. The mithril's pretty bright. Gunmetal, love gunmetal. Bright gold, I have greedy gold, I don't have bright gold, so this is really cool to use. True brass, this is pretty cool too. Don't have true brass. I think the closest brass I have is not really brass. I have like evil chrome, which is chrome or copper. True copper, don't have a true copper. I have that evil chrome color, so that's gonna be nice. Nice that 3 of these metallics I don't have. A lot of these paints I don't have too. So I'm really excited about that. Data System Glow. I think I already have one of these. It might be the blue one. Haven't played around with it yet. Warpaints Retarder. That's always useful. The washes. I don't really use Army Painter washes. I believe... I mean, I tried using their old washes before the Fanatic line, and it was like, eh. But I'll try them again. I think I've been hearing good things, especially with the, I believe it's the light tone. I've been hearing some good things about. The John Blanche set came with, it was called, what was it called? I think Voodoo Shade, and that was really nice. So there we go. All these paints that are going to live in this box. For a while, but yeah, super cool. Thanks again, Army Painter. Thanks for all my supporters out there. More videos and stuff coming up soon. Yeah, I guess I'm finished. I guess I'm gonna clean my desk area and prepare for a bunch of paints. If you want to, like, if anyone's interested in like side-by-sides or testing, I have like a crap ton of paints. Citadel, Pro Acryl, you know, pretty much any paint range I have several paints of, because I'm a fiend. So if you want to do, if people want to see any testing or any kind of like different things, let me know. I have like almost the whole Fanatic range, so I'm happy to like just test some stuff out here. So that's gonna be it for me. Get your armies painted, you know. And if you can, if it's hard, then I'm sorry. But I believe in you, and I think that's important. I think there's an anime out there that goes, if believe in the part of me that believes in you. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it. Love y'all. Like and subscribe, and see y'all next time. Bye-bye.